Japan is one of the rare places in the world where many people live well into their late 80s and 90s while still feeling calm, light, steady on their feet, and mentally sharp. When you take a closer look at why they age so well compared to most other populations, the answer is surprisingly simple. It is not only about the foods they eat, but also about the foods they choose to avoid, especially after the age of 60. After 60, the body becomes far more sensitive to inflammation, excess salt, sugar, and unhealthy fats. Japanese elders understand this deeply over time. They have learned how to eat in a way that protects their bodies rather than slowly wearing them down. Today, you will learn about 6 foods that people in Japan quietly reduce or avoid after 60, and how removing these foods helps protect the joints, improve circulation, support digestion, and extend overall lifespan. Japan teaches an important lesson. Healthy aging begins with restraint. While Western cultures often chase superfoods and supplements, Japan focuses on subtraction, removing foods that silently speed up aging. When researchers studied Okinawans who lived into their 90s, they noticed a consistent pattern. These elders regularly avoided certain foods because they caused inflammation, strained the heart, burdened the kidneys, raised blood sugar, and slowed healing. In some cases, these foods increased inflammation by as much as 40%. When you compare these habits to Western diets, the contrast is striking. Many foods that Japanese elders reduce after 60 are eaten daily in other parts of the world. That is why this list is not just cultural advice, it is wisdom that applies everywhere. Let's begin with the first food Japanese elders avoid: deep-fried tempura and other fried coatings. Tempura looks light and delicate, but inside the body it is surprisingly heavy. The issue is not the vegetables or seafood, it is the oil. When oil is heated over and over again, it becomes oxidized and creates toxic compounds. These substances inflame the arteries, irritate the joints, and place stress on the liver. They also raise inflammation levels and slow muscle repair. After 60, the immune system reacts more strongly, and the body takes longer to clear these harmful byproducts. That is why older Japanese adults move away from fried foods and choose simmered, steamed, or lightly grilled meals instead. This is not about dieting, it is about protecting mobility and independence for the years ahead. The second food rarely consumed after 60 is salty ramen broth. Visitors often drink every drop, but older Japanese people usually do not. A single bowl of traditional ramen broth can contain more than half of the recommended daily sodium intake. For aging bodies, too much salt stiffens the arteries, raises blood pressure, disturbs sleep, and causes swelling in the hands and legs. Japan learned long ago that excessive salt shortens life. That is why elders quietly cut back on ramen, sip only part of the broth, or choose lighter soups with reduced sodium. They understand that every bit of salt they avoid helps protect the heart and adds years to life. The third food is mochi and other sweet sticky rice treats. Mochi may seem harmless, but once eaten, it behaves much like pure sugar. Sticky rice breaks down very quickly, flooding the bloodstream with glucose. This sudden spike increases inflammation, drains energy, and promotes fat storage around vital organs. Over time, it also overworks insulin and ages the pancreas. Japanese elders know that sugar affects the body more strongly after 60. That is why mochi is enjoyed on special occasions, not as a daily snack. This simple moderation helps preserve energy, mood, and metabolic health. The fourth food group is processed meats such as sausages, ham, bacon, and deli slices. These foods are not part of traditional Japanese cuisine, and older adults tend to Avoid them. The preservatives and additives found in processed meats inflame the gut lining and disrupt healthy bacteria. When the gut becomes inflamed, the entire body follows: joints, blood vessels, skin, and even the brain. Instead, Japanese elders prefer tofu, natto, fish, and gently cooked vegetables. These foods nourish the body rather than irritating it. This habit plays a major role in Japan's low rates of age-related inflammatory diseases. The fifth food is instant noodles. While younger people eat them often, older Japanese adults avoid them almost entirely. Instant noodles are fried in palm oil, extremely high in sodium, packed with additives, and low in fiber. This combination puts stress on digestion, spikes blood pressure, and increases inflammation. Even a single serving can dehydrate the body, strain the kidneys, and weaken circulation. Rather than relying on instant foods, elders choose simple, real meals: barley, soba, vegetables, and fish. These meals support the body instead of stressing it. The sixth food is heavy soy sauce and overly salty pickles. Soy sauce adds great flavor, but even a small amount contains a large dose of sodium. Pickles are traditional, but their salt levels are very high. Japanese elders do not completely eliminate these foods. Instead, they reduce them. They use smaller portions, rinse pickles before eating, or choose low-sodium options over time. This habit slows arterial aging and protects heart health. When you look at these 6 foods together, a clear pattern appears. Each one overloads the body: too much oil, too much salt, too much sugar, or too many additives. Japanese elders avoid them because generations of experience have taught them that small stresses eventually turn into serious problems. Their quiet discipline lowers inflammation, stabilizes blood sugar, improves circulation, and supports digestion, leading to longer and healthier lives. Inflammation lies at the center of most age-related problems after 60. Joint pain, memory decline, heart disease, muscle loss, and fatigue are all driven by chronic inflammation. Fried oils inflame tissues. Salt inflames arteries, sugar inflames nerves, additives inflame the gut. Japanese elders reduce all of these, often without medication. They also protect arterial flexibility. Salt stiffens blood vessels and stiff arteries age faster. By avoiding heavy broths, instant noodles, and excess soy sauce, older Japanese adults keep their arteries flexible. This improves circulation, brain function, and energy levels. Blood sugar control is another key factor. High glycemic foods like mochi cause sharp spikes that speed up aging. By choosing gentler carbohydrates, elders stay lean, steady, and energized. Gut health matters just as much. Processed meats and instant foods disrupt digestion, and a disturbed gut fuels inflammation throughout the body. Japanese elders protect their gut with fresh, simple foods. What truly sets the Japanese approach apart is consistency. These habits are not followed for a week or a month, but for decades. That steady commitment is what creates real longevity. Elders also eat gently. They eat slowly, chew well, and stop before feeling completely full. This supports digestion, reduces inflammation, and keeps energy balanced. They eat lighter dinners, avoid heavy late-night meals, and choose warm foods that are easy to digest. Most importantly, they accept that the body changes after 60. Instead of fighting those changes, they adapt. They let go of youthful eating habits and choose foods that support aging gracefully. This acceptance reduces stress and brings peace of mind. By avoiding these 6 foods, Japanese elders naturally make room for better choices: greens, seaweed, beans, tofu, fish, fruits, mushrooms, barley, and sweet potatoes. These foods are rich in antioxidants that reduce inflammation and support long life. When harmful foods are removed, healing foods take their place. longevity does not come from dramatic actions. It is built quietly, through small daily choices: a light broth instead of a salty one, a steamed dish instead of a fried one, fresh food instead of instant meals, a small splash of soy sauce instead of a heavy pour, and mochi enjoyed occasionally, rather than daily. Avoiding these 6 foods does not just help you live longer, it helps you live better. Mornings feel lighter, digestion becomes smoother, joints feel calmer. The mind becomes clearer, the future feels stronger. As you begin applying these habits, something subtle happens. You become more aware of how your body reacts to food. You notice which meals bring comfort and which cause discomfort. You sense which foods provide steady energy and which lead to crashes. This awareness is exactly how Japanese elders make decisions. They do not follow strict diet rules. They listen to their bodies. They notice how their knees feel after salty meals, how their sleep changes after heavy dinners, and how their breathing feels after fried foods. By listening early, they prevent long-term damage before it takes hold. This sensitivity is one of the most overlooked secrets of longevity. Modern eating often disconnects us from our body's signals. Meals are rushed, distracted, and chosen for convenience. The Japanese approach slows everything down. Food is eaten with attention and respect. Even simple meals: a steamed sweet potato, a bowl of barley, a piece of fish are appreciated. When eating slows, digestion improves, inflammation drops, and satisfaction increases even with smaller portions. Community also plays a role. Japanese elders often share meals with family, friends, or neighbors. This connection lowers stress, boosts emotional well-being, and protects the body. Stress is a major driver of inflammation, and strong social bonds help counter it. Perhaps the most powerful trait of Japanese elders is consistency. They do not chase trends or extremes. They make small improvements and maintain them for years: a lighter dinner, less salt, fewer fried foods, one less sugary snack. These choices may seem minor, but over time they separate aging with strength from aging with struggle. Their relationship with food is balanced and healthy. Food is not used to escape stress or boredom. It is used to nourish and care for the body. When food becomes support instead of comfort, longevity follows naturally. In the early morning streets of Japan, this philosophy is easy to see. Elders walk gently, breathe fresh air, and begin the day with warm tea instead of sugary breakfasts. They appreciate bitter flavors like green tea because they know these compounds reduce inflammation. They avoid overly sweet foods because they understand how sugar weakens the body. They view aging not as loss, but as responsibility, a reason to treat the body with greater care. Your body will respond the same way. Reduce fried foods and joint pain eases. Reduce salt and blood pressure stabilizes. Reduce sugar and energy smooths out. Avoid processed foods and digestion calms. Lighten seasonings and circulation improves. These benefits do not take months, they often appear within days. As the body lightens, the mind follows. Japanese elders often say that gentle eating leads to gentle thoughts. A calm stomach supports a calm heart. This harmony helps them stay emotionally steady even in old age. As you consider adopting these habits, remember this: perfection is not required, consistency is. Start with one change. Reduce fried foods, then reduce heavy broths, then cut back on salt. Step by step, your body will guide you. Soon, you may begin to feel what Japanese elders feel: lightness, balance, and quiet strength that supports a long and healthy life. This is Japanese wisdom. Remove what harms, respect what heals, and give your body a gentle path forward.